The amygdala is not the final point of emotional decision making, like this, the emotional state you're going to be in. The amygdala has get projected into the frontal cortex. That's where your personality lies. This is where the decision making part happens. So you feel that aggressiveness. And if you don't really have a frontal cortex, yeah, you'll be aggressive. You'll cut people off on the road. You kind of, weird. But when you give a woman testosterone and she has a healthy frontal cortex, she'll aggressively go after what matters to her. Just by having testosterone doesn't mean you lose empathy at all. It all has to do with the frontal cortex's health. So when you give a woman testosterone, risk taking, she's going to want to try new things. She's going to step out of her shell a little bit. Boundary setting, that's a part of it too. You'll find more emotional boundaries being set. This is all in the literature. So your response to stressors is different with testosterone. And that's an important part of my practice, important part of what I do, you know? Hormone balance is more than just what's happening down here. This is important, but up here is also important as well. So that impact of the amygdala, I'm aware of, and we watch for that. What about that idea of roid rage, and weird stuff like that? You give someone testosterone, they want to pick fights, and they do weird stuff like that. Um, Testosterone does not do that at all. And there'll be another citation in below in the description of the video on YouTube, kind of going over why I'm saying this. But let me sum it up for you. The impulse to the amygdala, as I mentioned, it goes up to the frontal cortex, and that's how you find your expression of it. When you are deficient in serotonin and cortisol, you don't have that buffer up here anymore very well. So it tends to push through the frontal cortex. And that's when you see people snap or be more irritable or something going on. Because when you give someone testosterone, it should not cause them to have any of those other symptoms. One of the ways I screen for this, I always run a cortisol with my patients. I always talk about their mental health prior to giving them testosterone. I always get my head wrapped around them. And then I always listen to them after their follow-ups, like, how are you? How are you with this? What are your side effects? What are your benefits? What's going on? Because this is important to keep an eye on because again, when done right, it's life-changing. But if I don't do a good job, all of a sudden you're reacting to it weird. You have you have the chance of throwing out the baby with the bathwater. We lose the benefit because that side effect was, you know, not good. And instead of managing the side effect, we just got rid of the whole thing.